You've probably seen it, right? That video. There's this lone penguin and it just breaks away from its entire bustling colony. But instead of waddling towards the ocean, where the food is, it turns around and it starts walking with this strange determination straight towards the mountains, towards absolutely nothing. So what in the world is going on here?
It's honestly haunting to watch, and you can't help but ask the human question. Was it depressed? Was it lonely? Was this penguin making some kind of conscious decision to just end it all? The internet has obviously had a field day with theories like this for years, but the real story is, believe it or not, even more fascinating. So first off, this isn't just some random viral clip. It was actually captured by the legendary filmmaker Werner Herzog, who was just as confused as we are. This one moment has been a real puzzle for scientists and for all of us for well over a decade. And to really get it, to understand this one penguin, we have to first understand what it's like to be a penguin.
To figure out why one penguin would walk the wrong way, we first got to understand why they all go the right way, day in and day out. What is the basic, fundamental logic that just governs their entire existence in literally the harshest place on Earth?
Okay, so it all boils down to one crucial trade-off. Every single penguin's life is defined by this dilemma. On the one hand, you have the land. It's a frozen desert, basically. No food, nothing about this brutal, deadly cold. But it's safe. There are no predators on land. Then you have the sea. The sea is life. It's packed with food, krill, fish, everything a penguin needs to survive. But it's also incredibly dangerous, full of things that want to eat you, like leopard seals and orcas. So, a penguin's entire life is basically a commute between the safe house and the very dangerous grocery store.
And when I say brutal cold, I am not exaggerating. I mean, we're talking temperatures that can plunge to minus 90 degrees Celsius. Winds that are so strong, they're literally hurricane force. The only reason they can survive this is because they are just incredible marvels of evolution. They have this super thick layer of fat, or blubber, that keeps them insulated, and their feathers are the densest of any bird on the planet, creating this amazing, almost impenetrable shield against the cold.
But here's the thing. Not all penguins are the same, not by a long shot. To really get a feel for their world, let's just look at two very different species and two very different strategies for staying alive. First up, the emperor penguin. Honestly, if the animal kingdom had an award for ultimate sacrifice and devotion, these guys would win hands down. Their story is just, well, it's unbelievable. Get this. It all centers on this grueling 4-month ordeal for the dad. Every year, the male treks 100 kilometers inland. After the female lays just one egg, she's completely spent, and she has to go all the way back to the ocean to feed. That leaves the male alone for the next 2 months through the polar winter in storms that hit minus 60 degrees. He just stands there, balancing this egg on his feet, and he doesn't eat a single thing. By the time the female gets back, he's lost over half of his body weight. He pushes himself to the absolute edge of survival, all for his chick. Okay, now let's pivot to the Adelie penguin, and this is the species from our viral video. If the emperor is this solemn, noble martyr, the Adelie is, well, it's more like a mischievous, hyperactive, and really clever little thief. And this just shows you how different their priorities are. See, on the frozen ground, there are no twigs or leaves, so Adelies build their nests out of stones. A really good, well-built nest helps you attract a mate. This makes every single stone as precious as a diamond, and yeah, they steal them. Constantly. An Adelie will literally wait for his neighbor to turn his back, then he'll sneak over, snatch a prized stone, and just add it to his own pile. They're super social, and unlike the emperors, parenting is a total team effort. Mom and dad share all the duties equally. So all of that brings us back to our lost penguin, an Adelie, a resourceful, social animal that understands the value of a good home and knows exactly where the ocean is. What could possibly make one of them abandon everything? The colony, their instincts, and just walk off towards nothing? The scientists in Herzog's documentary actually gave this a pretty stark name. They called it a psychotic breakdown. But, and this is really important, they're not talking about an emotional state. It's a biological term.
They mean a catastrophic glitch, a total failure of the penguin's internal navigation system. Its built-in GPS.
You've probably
It causes
seen
the
it,
penguin
right?
to become
That video.
completely
There's
and
this
utterly
lone
lost.
penguin, and it just
Okay,
breaks
but
away
what
from its
could possibly
entire
cause such a
bustling colony.
sophisticated system
But
to
instead
just
of waddling towards the
fail?
ocean,
A
where the
penguin's
food
brain
is this
it turns
incredible
around,
computer,
and it starts
constantly
walking
processing
with this
signals to
strange
navigate
determination,
the position of the
straight
sun,
towards the
the
mountains,
stars,
towards
even the
absolutely
Earth's
nothing.
magnetic field.
So
What
in
could
the
jam
world
all
is going
those
on
signals
here?
so badly?
It's honestly
Well,
haunting.